For many years, I wanted to be like Bruce Lee. As a child, like Billy Graham. I'm not very religious, but I grew up in church, and Billy Graham was out there inspiring people and going to lots of countries. And I wanted to be like him. I wanted to inspire people to travel and make a difference in people's lives. But I knew it all my life, up till my 30s, because later I wanted to be like Tony Robbins and other big speakers out there. But I knew that dream is at similar level. Like I also dreamed it would be so nice to fly like an eagle and watch the world from up there. Wow, so amazing. So those two goals were at the same level, and many of us live our lives like that we wish to do something, but we know we could never accomplish it. And here we are. I've been speaking for 20 years in front of audiences all over the world, on 3 continents. So let's see, why do we not always go fully for our goals? So you have a worksheet in front of you. Let's write down 3 worthy goals, 3 goals that you really would love to achieve and perhaps you are slacking off on. Make one of those goals a big one, a daring one. Do you need a pen? What is it that you would like to accomplish? If there's nothing to stop you, if no money, no skill, what is it that you would like to accomplish? It sounds like a stupid exercise. I did this exercise 30 years ago, and I wrote it down. I want to be like Bruce Lee, I want to be like Tony Robbins. I found my worksheet from like, I said 30, no, scratch that. I'm almost 60. More than 40 years ago. Yeah, right. Thank you for that. Everything that I put down there, even those that seemed impossible to achieve, everything I achieved. The ones I didn't achieve is to be a certified customs officer. And there were like 1 or 2 more at similar level. Everything else I accomplished. At 51, I still won my last first place at the martial arts competition, competing against 20, 30-year-olds. So, you know, don't be shy, put down whatever. Who wants to share? And don't push each other, just one by one. Just 2 people, 2 brave people. Claudia is afraid that I will pick on her. I won't pick on you. I'll wait for volunteers. Marty wants to share. Go ahead.
Good health.
Good health. Okay. Okay. What else?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? Okay, that's fine. Jennifer?
Getting grants.
Getting grants. Okay. Getting grants.
My goal.
What else?
Get better at asking people for money.
I think I can guess the third one.
I don't think you can.
Oh, okay, so it's not grant related. Approach bigger donors.
Getting it fits into the ask people for money category.
What is the third one?
But it was paid public speaker.
Paid public speaker. Very good, very good. Who has one that you think you cannot accomplish? Like it's a grand one, it's a big goal. Good health, you can. Getting grants, you can. Yes.
We want to build the world's largest laboratory that can analyze chemicals in our environment.
Build one, create one?
A laboratory?
Yes, yes.
To do the chemical testing that isn't done anywhere in the world. Right?
Wonderful. So build a laboratory, a chemical laboratory that analyzes chemicals in the environment, yeah. And it would be the biggest in the world.
Be the only one
The
I know of that can do.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anybody else has one that you think you might not be able to accomplish? Yes.
I want to do over 100,000 in sales.
Bam, beautiful, beautiful, love it, love it. The beauty in life is, and this was not part of this presentation, but this is the key to achieving goals. and living an amazing life. This one thing that I say, if you forget everything else, it's fine, but this one thing, the questions you ask yourself determine the quality of your life, determines the quality of your answers and the quality of your life. If you ask yourself, how can I go to Walmart? Do I take the bus? Do I ride my bike, walk? You will get to Walmart. If you ask yourself, how can I get a job to pay my bills? Open the newspaper years ago, circle a few things, call them, go apply, you get a job, you pay your bills. If you ask yourself, how can I make 100,000 in sales? So whatever you ask, you will get the answers to that question. How can I build this biggest laboratory to do this amazing work that would impact the world? How can I? And then you start finding the answers. Talk to other people. The key is to get started even before you are ready. It doesn't matter how. The main thing is to ask the question and then start looking for answers. How did others accomplish this? Another great question. How can I find out how they did it once I know who they are? Same for you, right? The right questions will give you the right answers. And this is the 21st century, the most amazing time in the world. We have a direct line to God. You can ask any question, you just go to ChatGPT and put it in. I created my whole marketing plan through ChatGPT, my latest one. We're growing our business loyal to local. We're growing it through what ChatGPT is telling me to do. I asked her, who are the most, which organizations are the most successful in the country on B2B barter? Bam! How did they accomplish that? Bam! How can we implement this to local? Bam, 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 checklist. It's amazing. So use it. ADHD. Many are afraid that they will lose jobs, that AI will take over. Many people resist using AI. People will not lose jobs because of AI. People will lose jobs to those who embrace AI. When you apply for a job and you know how to use AI, you will get the job versus the person who doesn't know. And if you're not embracing it, yeah, you will lose your job to somebody else or you will lose promotions and all that. So embrace it. All right. So what's been holding you back from achieving your goals? Yep, put that down. Put down a couple of things in there. Number 2, what's been holding you back from achieving your goals?
Carl.
What's exactly, right? It's always the outside. It's the government.
Yeah, how do you get people to do what you want?
How do you get people to do what you want? That's a great question.
How do you get people to do what they want?
No. You combine those two.
Yeah.
Get people to think it's their idea. Through questions, like you say, wouldn't it be cool if there was an organization? But I think that's impossible. What do you think? Is it like you coach them through, so you guide them to a point where they say, wow, that would be amazing. And then you say, we couldn't possibly create something like that. Like, can we be the organization that the world looks up at? And then some of the people you talk to, well, why not? So you guide them, you coach them to almost feel like they own the idea and they are part of the discussion. So what is holding you back from achieving 100,000 in sales?
Nothing, time, and me.
Who is the biggest enemy in achieving our goals, in living our lives fully? Yeah, us. Actually, research shows that the biggest obstacles to reaching your full potential is 1, family members and friends. I was blown away when I heard it, but it's so true. Guess what I heard growing up? More than 1,000 times. You're so full of, you always say these big words, you did this and that, you're such a loser, you'll you will be lucky if you can work on the back of a truck, not even as a driver, and this was my homeroom teacher, 8th grade. You won't even be able to drive a garbage truck. You'll be the guy who puts the garbage in the truck. You should be grateful if you will do that. Family laughing at me all the time. You always say these big things like one day you will this, one day you will that. So family is number one. And then the brain believes that, and then you go with that little tape in your head. I can never accomplish it. I can never do it. Lucky for me, I have ADHD. You can say whatever you want. Goes in here, comes out there. All right. So when you can identify what's holding you back, it's also lack of knowledge, perhaps. Because if you had a step-by-step guide, but once you ask the right questions, you will have the step-by-step guide.
I've asked AI too many questions. I've got too many.
And you get overwhelmed, yes. So you also ask it to synthesize and say, what are the first steps I can take this week? Give me a day-by-day, step-by-step action plan, okay? So when you ask the right questions, you'll get the right answers. So Shamin Shirzad, a Stanford researcher, he wrote the book, Positive Intelligence. He found that we have 9 self-saboteurs and 1 main saboteur. The chief judge, he calls it. We all have the judge. We live a lifetime. I grew up in an environment where everybody was gossiping. I grew up in a church environment, and they hated certain people because she was such a gossiper, or he was such a, back then a woman, back then was like a gossiper. And we always judge, and we love to talk about it with others, like she's such a whore. Did you see her? She came to church with jeans. Oh my God. Even pants were illegal back then in church. But growing up, we had lots of gatherings, so I always heard people judge others, but it's just natural. Judge others, judge ourselves. We are the harshest critics of ourselves. So let's identify one of your 9 self-saboteurs. And those are the judge, according to Shamin Shirzad, the judge, the controller, stickler, pleaser, hyperachiever, victim, hyper-rational, hyper-vigilant, restless, or avoider. So this is a little bit like driving a car. Some people are interested to know how does the engine work. But in order to drive a car, you don't need to know how the engine works. So actually, it doesn't matter whether you identify which of your self-saboteurs are holding you back. As long as you identify that voice in your head and you label it, you can call it Nancy. It doesn't matter what you call it. But find that voice in your head that says, I'm too overwhelmed. This is too much. I cannot do it. And then you catch it and you say, oh, this is the naysayer. You can call it again, whatever you want. And you ask the right question, like you keep on going, but identify that voice and silence it. So that's Shamin Shirzad's finding that it is important to catch that voice in your head and silence it and step into your sage mode or personal power or wiser self, whatever you want to call it. The key is to catch that voice in your head and silence it, the naysayer. And if you want, you can go through that little assessment. You can also email me and I can send you a real assessment that you can take online, and it will tell you exactly which are your highest self-saboteurs. Like in my case, it's hyperachiever and avoider, which is a strange combination. Because the hyperachiever tells me that you need to accomplish this, you need to do that, you need to write a book, be on stages, start a business, get involved in this, do that. And then the avoider, sometimes it's holding me back. So it's like 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake, because the avoider sometimes says, oh, you have so much to do. What do you start with? What do you focus on? And I cannot get out of bed. Or even if I get out of bed, oh, and the avoider, I guess avoider is the third one. I hate cleaning, but I will find myself cleaning the house, vacuuming, go out, mow the lawn, put down some fertilizer, prune the trees, because my brain hates going in front of the computer because I have so much to do. But when I catch that voice that says, go prune the trees, I'm like, no, just hire somebody. Get down in front of the computer, prioritize, and do what you got to do. So the key is to catch that voice. Activate your sage. You interrupt the pattern. Tony Robbins said, and you can come up with your own. Shamin Shirzad, he teaches, just rub your fingers. Like when you catch that voice, just rub your fingers, and the key is to interrupt the pattern, the naysayer in your head. And he says, focus on every ridge on your thumb, on your finger. I don't particularly like this exercise, but millions of people doing it, and they love it. I breathe. It has multiple benefits. It instantly calms me down. I take 3 to 5 deep breaths. I usually go out in my backyard, face the sun, and breathe, and I watch the air go into my stomach, come up to the plexus, come up to my upper lungs, hold it for a few seconds, and then I watch it with my mind. I go through again to the whole, maybe 3 to 5 times. I do it 2-3 times a day. Or I stretch. Sometimes while I stretch, I will make funny sounds like, if I'm really frustrated. But it releases that negative energy, interrupts the pattern, and I can go back and be productive again. So catch the voice, interrupt the pattern, and you can come up with your own. There are some exercises suggested in here. And then you step into your sage and do the work you need to do. Now, Shamin Shirzad also, or Shirzad Shamin, also says that there are 3 powers that you can tap into: the empathy, exploration of innovation. And sometimes you judge yourself too harshly. How could have I been so stupid? Why did I do that? So if the negative voice says that, then you need to step into empathy and be kind to yourself and say, well, in that moment, that was the best decision I could make. Anybody else would have done that, perhaps even worse. So just be kind to yourself. Exploration, get curious. Why did I do that, right? How can I do better next time? So which one do you need to step into? Or innovation, find new possibilities. Like if I get in that kind of situation in the future, how can I handle that way better, right? So step into one of those. Reframe and take action, right? So identify the saboteur thought. Can anybody identify, do you know what your Nancy says, or whatever the name is? We called it in coaching school, we called it, some called it the shadow side. What did we call it? It was 20 years ago. Well, anyway, is the voice in the head, the negative one. Actually, it's there to protect you. That voice is there usually so you don't get hurt. Don't take action, don't do it. Don't go rock climbing, don't go mountain biking, it's too dangerous. Don't go for $100,000 a year because that's too hard. You will get overwhelmed, you will have to hire people and all that. So, does any of you know that voice in your head? What does it usually say? Or sometimes, what does it tell you? Say again?
Opposite of what you should do.
Opposite, yeah.
It is fear.
Fear. It's fear-based. Lots of these voices are fear-based. It's to hold you, to keep you safe. But again, if there's a rattlesnake and your voice in your head says, don't pet it, it will kill you, that's not your self-saboteur, that's your sage. So it's crucial to understand the difference with the voices in your head. Like jump out of an airplane with a parachute. Go ahead, do it, whatever. I don't do it. because there's a 1% chance or 0.1% chance the parachute doesn't open. I don't jump out of airplanes. My friends go and they pay for it, and they invite me. I'm like, no, dude, you can pay me $100,000. I'm like, I think you're crazy. You paying for it. I mean, you pay me $100,000, I still will not go. Probably for $5 million, I wouldn't go either. So, all right. What's one small action you can take this week to go towards your most worthy of these goals that you put there? Or maybe you didn't put it there yet, but you will realize like, oh crap, I should have put that goal. But what's one thing that you can do this week to move towards that goal? And I want you to write it down. Did you identify the biggest donors in the area? Nationwide? Did you identify the largest donors?
Not yet.
Is that a good place to start?
Maybe.
Why not? I mean, I don't know. But I'm learning, so you tell me. But no, you tell me. Why shouldn't you start with identifying the largest donors?
I don't know.
Would that be a good place to start?
I don't know.
Write it down. Write it down. Fear, doubt, what is it? What is it? Fear, doubt, what is it?
I don't know.
I just don't like to be put on the spot. Did you put down something?
Exercise.
Exercise for better health, yeah. Are you out in the sun enough? Are you taking your calcium supplements?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. My wife says that people in later years, they don't fall and break their bones. They break their bones and then fall. People think that she fell and broke her bone. No. So take your calcium. Exercise is the biggest gift you can give yourself, especially the legs. Yes. Have you been exercising? Okay. What's one thing you can do this week to move towards that?
Well, I'm having difficulty with my breathing right now, so I have to take it easy.
How about yoga? Stretching. That would be a great place to start, but you can come up with your own version. Anybody who believes in affirmations? Yeah. Affirmations are great, but sometimes they are too fancy, they are too flowery. I believe in very clear power statements. I changed my life by learning to use the power of my words. I used to be in fights every day. I used to lose my temper multiple times a day, bang my head in the wall sometimes, so frustrated. And then I discovered self-hypnosis at age 17. And the first thing I did, I said 20 times in the morning and 20 times at night, that I'm calm in every situation. No matter what happens around me, I stay calm. 20 times in the morning, 20 times at night. 3 weeks a month, my friends were like, dude, do your thing. Start breaking shit. And I'm like, why? It's because you're angry, you're holding back. I'm like, no, I'm not angry. My brother did not see me for about 10 years. And then he asked my kids, he says, is your dad losing his temper a lot? Does he yell a lot? And they looked at each other and they looked at him and they said, Daddy never yells. He never loses his temper. It's my biggest achievement in life that I turned that around and I could build a life way different, because everybody thought that I would end up in jail because I kept getting into fights all the time. So that's the power of words. So create really clear power statements, right? I am an achiever. I make things happen. You say that 20 times in the morning, 20 times, maybe sometimes during the day also. Instead of saying like, oh, this is too much, I cannot do it. Or whatever the negative voice in your head says. So I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, my email is down there. Also, contact me if you want to take the self-saboteur assessment. It's a very detailed, very cool assessment that shows you what is your main saboteur or the main ones and how to silence them. Thank you. Any questions?